Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Put the popcorns in the chat. Put the popcorns in the chat. So, thank you for coming over here tonight. I know it's late, or whenever you're going to be watching it. If you're going to be watching it tonight and live, thank you for joining me tonight. Or if you're watching it tomorrow, listening to it in the car, your car ride home. But I just want to say thank you. So, tonight, on this episode of Blassics, we are going to be talking about the 1988 film, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, okay? So, well, like I said, what makes a Blassic? First of all, is a black cast, okay? Secondly, is a classic, okay? And it was written and directed by a black, okay? So there you go. It's classic. It's all things black. Make it Blassics. So that's why we're here. And let me tell you, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker is one of the funniest movies of all time. I would definitely, out of all the satires, I definitely got to be top three. This is really like pinning, him and Robert Townsend, like actually like pioneers of black satire films. And this one right here is above all else. So without further ado, we're going to just surely talk about that. Do you guys agree with me? Do you agree that this is one of the best satire comedy films of all times? So if you haven't watched it, I suggest you do watch it. But even if you haven't seen it in 5, 10, 20 years, you still can take some scenes out that still stand out today. And that's what I want to talk about it right now with you. So those that's already here in the chat, I just want to say thank you for being here. I just want to acknowledge some people that is here. All right. Thank you to the Real Estate Insider. Make sure if you have not subscribed to his channel, make sure you do so. And we were just on his live tonight doing a segment of He Said, She Said. Hey. So thank you for coming here. Oh, yes, it's my girl. It's Candace from the Candy Shop. Make sure if you have not subscribed to them, go on over there as well. All right. Thank you. Sure. Cayenne pepper. Okay, Liberian. Cayenne pepper. Thank you. Hey, girlie. Make sure when you come in, make sure that you hit the like button, okay? When you do come in. Yes, welcome to Popcorn's All Things Blast. Yes, we're going to get this popping tonight. And that's Creatively Cat. If you haven't get a chance, make sure you go over there, subscribe to her channel, and watch her do some art. Or you can go and look into my channel of one of the block parties that I did in December and watch all of us do some art. I'm telling you, it was a blast. It was a blast. Yes. So, yes. Thank you. That's right. Put the popcorns in the chat. All right. So, yeah. Hey, Marta C. It's always good to see Marta C in the building. Hello, hello, hello. So, yes, like I said, we are talking Blassics tonight. It's Tuesday night Blassics, and I'm going to get you Sucka, that was written and directed by Keenan Ivory Wayans. All right. So, Keenan Ivory Wayans. So this we all pretty much know, but it was a soldier called Jack Spade. He returns home to any ghetto, USA. That's that part is hilarious because he doesn't give a specific name or name of the city or state, but just pretty much saying like, look, any ghetto in USA, this is happening, okay? And he gets notification that his brother Junebug had passed away. He had OG'd. Do anybody remember what OG was? What happened? What happened to Junebug? Since I was a kid, but you still remember some. But you still remember some key roles in that plays, even though you haven't watched it since you were a kid. Oh, thank you. It's a bomber jacket. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So if you don't remember what happened to Junebug OG'd, okay? He overgold. He had passed away from overdosing of gold chains. Okay, very tragic loss. Okay, if you don't want some, if that's one thing you don't want happen to you in the ghetto, it's the OG. Okay, you get addiction, and that addiction is so real of overgolding, and it took Jumba out of here, devastated the family. Okay, and that's why Jack of Spade had to come home, go see his mom's, and see what's going on with it. Yes, 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 yes. So as he's, Jack of Spade, as Jack comes back home, he's trying to get himself acclimated back home. As he coming home, he noticed that June, unfortunately his brother had owed Mr. Big some money, $5,000. And as they were going through the neighborhood, Jack observes and realized that the neighborhood is really changed. Like the community is not the same anymore. But however, the community was band and tried to band together to find out, to go against Mr. Big, to go against Mr. Big. But Jack wanted to find out why did his brother die and what caused him to OG. Not original gangsters, but over gold. I'm sorry, y'all, because that is so hilarious, yeah. But let's go talk about the characters, right? So we got Jack and Spade. Again, we got John Weatherspoon as Reverend at Junebug's funeral. We had Janet Dubois, that is, she played in Good Times. Give it up to her. We had Bernie Casey. He plays as Slade. We have Hammer and Slammer. Hammer was Isaac Hayes, the legendary Isaac Hayes. The legendary Jim Brown was Slammer. Antonio Vargas was Fly Guy. So wait a minute. So we want to stop right there. We all know about Fly. One thing we're going to say about one thing. So one thing about Vic. This movie tickles me. I have like 17 scenes in my head right now that is making me giggle. Okay, making me giggle. My shoes off right now. Okay, it's so funny. My wheels are hot. So, so in the community, there's a scene, and it's so funny. There's a scene that it was like the Ghetto Olympics, and I don't want to laugh, but it was funny. So they were saying who could run the fastest with a big TV on over their shoulder while getting chased by a dog, and who would get to the finish line first. Yo, that was so hilarious. I'm so funny. I'm crying right now. And then there's a scene where there was the Olympics, like how fast can they dismantle a car and put it on cinder blocks? And I mean, like the community was here for it. Like that was really the hood Olympics going on down there. Now back to Antonio Vargas as Fly Guy. Yes, I see it in the chat, y'all. Because you know what? Let me tell you, Antonio Vargas had his poem, in his heyday, him as a pimp. He was saying, "Bitch, better have my money." And that was the time he won Pimp of the Year. But him in his glory, he got locked up, and when he came home from jail, he was really so out of tune. He really thought people were still wearing the hats with the fish bowl and yes, how can we not forget Fly Guy with the fish bowls in his shoes. Now let me go back to again, like David. It's some really pivotal people today that's our legends, like the legendary John Witherspoon. We have David Allen Greer in it too, as the commentator. Right, he was at the Olympics, the Hood Olympics, talking about that he was black, but he never knew how to really dance. He could do that Bruce Springsteen dance, like, he loved Bruce Springsteen. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. And we also have another scene that was also hilarious that I'm going to talk about is when one thing, Jack Spade mom wasn't no punk, okay? She wasn't no punk. She will kick somebody's high tail, okay? Just like that scene when she was in the scene when she was in the diner and they specifically had an older white man with a mustache as her body double with a shorter wig. I thought that was one of the most hilarious things in of that movie. That was one of the I think I cried. So that was definitely one of the funniest things ever. I Another thing, yes, Cotty, another pivotal role when she was being when she was being yes. Oh, let me tell you about that scene real quick. On a side note, that scene when she was walking fast and the guy was trying to talk to her and she turned around and she was, cramps get you like that, and she was like cramps. I never forget my 20s. They're 26 now, but when they were younger, and she turned around and said cramps, and they was like, "Oh my gosh, what happened to her?" I was like, "Oh, she have cramps." When you have when I told about your menstrual cycle, my daughter Tiffany, the most sensitive child, she started crying like, "I don't want to get cramps. I don't want to get cramps." She literally thought that would happen to her once she gets. I'm so sorry. That was one of the funniest things that she listen. Cramps will do that to you. It will listen, man. It's crazy. But she was like, I don't want to get cramps. I don't want to get cramps. So another part of that was a legendary moment in this movie is also makes it a blast. And of course, Chris Rock scene. Where Hammer and Slam had opened up a rib spot, and their first customer was Chris Rock with his yellow chip teeth and all, with his Jerry curl, and he asked for ribs, a slab of ribs, and they said one slab of ribs, and they were so excited. He was like, "No, just one rib." And he said, "Well, how much one rib?" And everybody know. Hey, you guys, put in the chat how much was one rib, just one rib. Okay. So how much was it one rib? And you get it right. You get it right. So, then he asked for a soda, and he said a soda is $1. He said a soda. He said, "Come on, man." He was like, "You can't give me 15." He was like, "My cups cost 15 cents." He said, "Well, how about you pour it in my hand for 10 cents?" Yo, and he really got real razzled up, and he pulled out change. He was trying to get 50 cent in change, didn't have change, and then pull out this wad of money. Yo, that scene to this day is still hilarious. Yes. So no, for one rib was 50 cent. One rib was 50 cent. Yo, that was hilarious. I love this movie. It was another pivotal part of this movie. The scene, once again, the good sis. When he met that young lady at the club, and he was saying, they were trying to, and doing nasty, they were trying to get it in, and she wasn't fully her authentic self when she first met him. You know what I'm saying? So she had fake boobs, and she had a unileg, and then when I saw her take off her wig, and she had that one strand of hair with a bow on that, and it was curly. Yo, I was crying. But listen, the girl still was cute. I was crying. That part, she was fake, but they was having a moment of transparency, transparency. And I'm cracking up, you guys. I'm cracking up, you guys. And she really had one. She said, "Don't make me hop after you." Yo, I'm crying. In another scene, so it was just so many funny moments, but it was also a good message. How he came back and how the community tried to take back their own community from Mr. Big. And also we had, Kadeem Hardison and we had Damon Wayans, and they were the ones that worked for Mr. Big. And there was a scene in it was a scene in the movie, uh, when they came to the house, trying to get their money back from Mr. Big, because even though that Junebug had passed away, they was trying to secure up their debt. And they was trying to clear up their debt. And they called themselves intimidating Jack's mother. Like I said, she wasn't no punk. She was about that life. And they smacked her, and she beat Kadeem Artison's ass. She beat his ass so much that she made him clean up the house, and they threw him down the stairs. It was just hilarious. So I had dropped the link if anybody want to chime in for like 5 minutes or less about one of your favorite scenes of this 1988 Blassic of "I'm Going to Get You, Sucka." Every scene was funny. It was over the top. It even had a good soundtrack, okay? Because if you don't remember anything, you don't forget D Nice was in it with KRS-One holding the two turntables at the end, singing Jack of Spade. Yep, you could take the easy way down or the hard way. So they took the stairs. So yeah, so I dropped the link, and just go ahead and come on up and tell me, is this a Blastic to you? And give me one of your favorite scenes of the movie. Because I'm telling you, it was hilarious. Okay. I'm telling you. That's what it makes you do the whole time, okay? You be cracking up hysterically, okay? So yeah. It was another scene, right? I'm gonna pull up this scene. Um, but I'm not going to I'm not I'm I'm not gonna have the sound up because I don't want to get struck or anything like that. Here it is. So there she is. Knowing that she was saying, "Girl, I gotta go home. This is not a good. This is probably day 1 or 2. Cramps is doing what it's doing do." And right there, those are that is Damon Wayans, because that's his broken leg from him getting his ass kicked from mom. Right here. Right here. And so after a while, he was trying to hop, trying to, keep up as she was walking faster and walking faster. And he was trying to keep up. So after a while, he was, and boom. First of all, her crimps, okay? The good sis was giving all the crimps. And what did she play? And I think she's from a different world, right? Yes! Yo, I'm crying. Yo, come on now. That part right there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go to another part, one of the scenes that we brought up too, that was pretty much everybody in consensus was talking about, and that was Fly Guy. Sorry, you guys. Here we go. We want to go ahead and take it to Fly Guy. Let's go ahead and share this screen right here. Wasn't nobody dressing like that no more. First of all, you couldn't tell him nothing. You couldn't tell him nothing. Right, Jaleesa from a different world. Yo, the patterns though. You couldn't tell him nothing. Look at his outfit. I'm crying. And he walking with his head up high. He like, you can't tell me nothing. I am the shiznick. I will slap your bitch. That's the way in that right. How did the fish survive? That big the bigger that look, and everybody cracking up, laughing at him. He like, yo, hold up, wait a minute, what the hell is going on? Yo, I'm crying. And it's the fact that they laughing at him. They point like laughing at him like I can't, yo. I cannot. I cannot. Yes. Yo, that part is hilarious. All right, so yo, it's so many amazing scenes from this show, this movie that we go all like dive in and talk about. But ooh, child. So this is not really a good scene, but I'm going ahead and play it, and then y'all can just for the just for the fun of it. I was like, uh, did y'all see that? Not you want the aquarium shoes. You know what? I mean, given the right time and the right place for this place, I'm gonna go ahead to the jazz. For this place, I'm right time and place. Those shoes probably will be, what I mean. Yeah, so it was 50 cents a rib. I realized I call her fake. Levon thought it was funny. It was. Yes. Yes, we love some Kadeem Hardison. Yes. It's like Hottie said, she told him you could take the hard way or you could take the easy way. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So tonight, again, we're talking about tonight's one is I'm Gonna Get You Sucka, written and directed by Keenan Ivory Wayans. Yes, yes, yes. Them poor fish. As a kid, I thought those shoes were so fly. They were fly overall. Like you can't. He looked fly. He just was outdated fly. But he definitely would have won Pimp of the Year had he actually if it was this 74 or something like that. But no, bro. It He did have that big ass hat though. That hat was the work, okay? It was the shit. Barda, you know those shoes was fly. It was the yellow and the leopard and the zebra print. I really like. Bernie Casey was fine. Yeah. Yeah. Jim Brown, we lost a legend. Yes, yes. Bernie Casey was like, when I saw Bernie, I was attracted to him, and I'm like, he old when I saw this, but I was attracted to Bernie Casey. I don't know. I think because again, he was very masculine. He knew what he wanted. He was about community. I mean, he wasn't no. He listen. He was like, Levon said those shoes were. Listen, he said those shoes were hot. They were. They were. That's right, Connie. Watch it. Listen, these are Blassics. We still have to support them because we had, you know, in like I said, last week of the golden era of Blassics were to me were the 90s. So late 80s into the 90s, into the to the late 90s. And then there was a shift in some things. But it especially, you know, especially then it was like the golden era of hip hop too. So not only did you have the and R&B was killing and like R&B was dominating the charts at that time, so much that they had to start categorizing it because they were killing like rock bands. So they started making R&B and then alternative, because at one point it was just music, but R&B was definitely dominating the top during that time. Yes. So make sure y'all do watch. Yes. Glad Keenan gave the OG their roses while they were able to still smell them. Indeed. Listen, shout out to him. I love that outfit. I loved his outfit too. You talking about his outfit, Marty? Yes. so so I'm gonna go ahead down to another one of my favorite scenes of, I'm sorry, I'm looking over here because I'm having something holding on my cursor. Okay, yeah. Here we go. So I'm going to try to play this, but I'm going to try to talk over. I'm going to play it and let it play for every, I know, 5 seconds, okay? Just so we won't get canceled here, all right? Okay? So this is one of my funny scenes, one of the legendary Clarence Williams III. I love him from the Mitchell Mod Squad, but Clarence Williams III. So let's go ahead into this scene. Yo, this scene right here, I'm telling you. All right, so I'm going to share my sharing screen, and let's go.
Daddy, Ugly Black King, I finished my homework. Can you watch TV?
Let me hear your report.
Okay.
Let me hear your report.
Abraham Lincoln was born in a log cabin in Illinois. This poor white trash went on to become the President of the United States.
So, all right, listen, y'all. All right, hold up. So, look at this hair. I didn't even call against this, but the theory fact, like she is really like she's standing by her man right now. Okay, do you see the beads? Okay, first of all, I try to get my hair beaded like that, but I know it's gonna be heavy. But I think I'm aware that for a reason, like it had to be an occasion, maybe for my birthday or something like that. But I'm telling you, all right, let me go back to it. Look at Angela Davis right there. Angela Davis is in the back. And If you know he got the dashiki on in the White Sun, he has a kufi of the Pan African colors. All right, here we go. All right, let's go back to it.
Once in office, this white capitalist swine manipulated the freedom of the black man for his own political career. Free mother! To another piece of poor white trash, shot him in the head. The end.
No, I'm crying right now, yo. I'm crying right now, yo. I'm crying. All right, one more last part.
Thank you, Jesus. Whitey, I am very pleased.
Did he?
Yes, you and your lovely sister, you may go and watch TV. Go and enjoy.
So, is the son named Whitey? Because I'm done. Okay, I'm done. Is the son named Whitey? That's what I want to know. Is the son named Whitey? I'm so weak right now. But shout out to the legendary Clarence Williams III. He did the damn thing on there, even though he was in that short role. But once again, he was a legend, and he was in Keenan Ivory Wayans was giving him work at the time. Yo, yes, I remember. All right, so he said, "I am done." Yes, yep, and Cagney and Lacey. Yes. I remember that. And may he rest in peace because he just recently died, I believe, earlier this year. Clarence Williams III. I loved him. Remember him, Tales from the Hood too. He played Prince Father in Purple Rain when he had his. Yo, he's just a legend. He was in Mod Squad. Yo, he definitely. I'm crying. Yes. Nihar. He was in Mod Squad. Yes, I remember that. I love him. Who named him? What? I guess the dad named the son Whitey. He was like, "Yes, Whitey, you did good." I'm crying, yo. I'm so crying. That's it. I'm sorry. Oh my god, I'm so crying. I keep looking over to the side. But those were some of my standout scenes in I'm gonna get you sucker. But there, I'm going to one scene. Let's go ahead over the Fly Guy.
DQ is taking your taste buds for a ride.
Hold on. All right, so we're gonna go over to. I'm gonna drop off another one scene of. I don't know. I think his dad named him Whitey. I guess that's what. Don't forget, once you come in here, make sure that you like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so when you know that I'm going live again. Okay. And I'm just going to let you know right now on this live. Prior to me being here, I was over at Lamb Levity and the Real Estate Insider, and we did a segment of He Said, She Say. That we He Said, She Say is a panel. We talk about hot topics, trending topics from a male and female perspectives. Okay, we give our He Said and our She Say. And next week I will be hosting it on my channel, y'all. Y'all better get over here. Make sure y'all come back and listen. And then I'm going to body roll right into Blassics. So you're just going to have a good old time with Pop, okay? Make sure you put the popcorns in the chat. Make sure you get ready for our conversation and perspectives. And make sure you be entertained. But next week, we're going to go to drama. And it's going to be... Y'all want to know what I'm going to do tomorrow? Next week? How you learning? So it's going to be Higher Learning, the John Singleton classic. Okay. So I was torn about what I would, but like I said, a lot of Blassics that are love to me are, I believe, are the golden era, and that's where I'm going to go. I am going to go, and right now that's what you know. So yes. All right. I'm gonna go ahead to these comments. You need to do a Rage in Harlem next or Uptown Saturday night. Although I know they are old but funny. Oh, yo, those are Black 6. So if I'm going to do a Rage in Harlem or Harlem Nights or something like that, um, it will be during my comedy. So it will be during that next segment. So the next segment is going to be drama. Like I did the Hollywood Shuffle. Now I did, I'm going to get you Sucka, Moonlight. So next time will be Higher Learning. And then from there, it's going to be like a crime drama. And guess what? That's going to be the week after. I hope you guys tune in. And it's going to be living just enough for the city we're living. Which one y'all think that is? What I'm talking about. Sit your $5 down before I make some change. Bam. Put it in the chat. Okay? Yes. But Harlem Nights, I think. Yes, I have to do. Jungle Fever is a great one. But yes, I am doing. Yes. Living. Money, 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 money. Just enough for the city we're living. No, it's New Jack City. Graffiti Bridge. No. Okay, so look, I'm getting some new. Yeah, it's New Jack City. Okay, Jungle Fever. Yes. Okay, what are you saying yes to for New Jack City for our crime drama? Let's go. We coming forward, but that's going to be the week after next. Next week is Higher Learning. That tackles a lot of things, lot to unpack. But I'm not going to get too heavy with it. But it is a Blassic, and I do want to keep it fun and light and honor this movie. So before you go, when you come in here, I didn't even see any popcorns in the chat. How many popcorns out of 4 do you get? I'm going to get you Sucka. How many? How many? How many? Yes. When Wesley Snipes was looking for Gator, child, Gator was so, him and Holly was so strung out that Dad was at his wits end, that he thought death was the best answer for his son. Because he was like, Mama, I got a new dance for you. Remember when Gator did that? I remember we used to call this guy that was on crack in our neighborhood. He was an older man. We used to call him Gator. We used to call him Gator. We did. He used to wash the cars, shovel the front, try to laugh and entertain us. Yeah, we called him Gator. We called him Gator. Ooh, Love Jones. You used to call me Crazy Joe. Now you can call me Batman. Yes, Lean on Me. That is definitely a Blassic. Love Jones is definitely a Blassic too. Yes. I like getting high. I like. All right, we'll get into that when we do the episode of Blastics, okay? But we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, right? Very sad, but our songs will stay in the face of bring that name forever. Yeah. With our hearts and hands and healthy thieves Faith. Ooh, oh, forever. Yeah. To dear old East Side. No. Bama girl, no. Two can play that game was trash. That is not a classic to me. Not it was some classic, it was some classic people in there. That was trash, boo. But thank you for your input. I appreciate you. And thank you for coming over here. And tell me how many bags of popcorn out of 4 do you give? I'm going to get you, sucker. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. So how many you give it? How many you give it? Wow. Little Shop of Horrors. Okay. So y'all giving me these great, phenomenal ideas. Little Shop of Horrors is not in my head as a Blassic because I don't think Little Shop of Horrors was directed nor, and I know it's based on a play, was written nor directed by someone that's black. So um so that probably wouldn't be one an option, Lamb Levity. There was a crackhead in my neighborhood named Floppy. Well, it was plenty, but we did call one of them when we saw that movie, Jungle Fever. We was calling him Gator, and being so that he was a crackhead, he didn't see where Gator was until one day, like a couple years later, he was able to bootleg it, and then he was like, "Y'all calling me that?" And we was like, "I mean, you're a crackhead," but respectfully, I mean so yeah. Thank you. Levon's Library give it 4 bags, 4 out of 4. Okay, let me go up to these. Let me go up here and see what else that we have here for Lamb Levity gave it 3 out of 4. The Candy Shop gave it 4 out of 4. Cotty B gave it 4 out of 4. Yes, 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 yes. Let's see. Let's see who else gonna do. All right, so yeah. Come on, let's see what these votes are. All right. Make sure that you, if you want you in here, make sure Bama girl. Thank you. Make sure, yes, she give it 3 out of 4. That is solid numbers. Okay. 3 out of 4. Red labels and confession. Yes, red label. Um, yes. So red label in confession and reactions gave it 4 out of 4. These are some solid numbers. And in the chat, before we wrap this up, you guys, if nobody want to come in here and give me a 2-minute synopsis of it, before I wrap this up, what do you, in the chat, tell me what's one of your standout scenes of I'm Going to Get You, Sucker, and whom out of Hag, Slade, Hammer, Slammer, Jack, Mom, who were your favorite who were your favorite characters of the so I'm gonna let you hear. So who 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 was your favorite? Okay, all right, I need to know. Not Cherry using her body parts. So yeah, no, but Cherry hair, the little scene right there. Yo, I love that. I love it. Bernie. Let me get a scene of Bernie before we get out of here because yes, Bernie was bae. I ain't gonna hold you. Let me see. Yeah. Bernie was bae. I'm honestly gonna say that because he really was given. I mean, and this is 88, so they didn't have like an airflow right then. Because if you watch all the early, the early size beat beside the Shag, They had that small little, they had a TWA, as we would say, when we get a back, when we do a big chop and then our hair start growing, he was rocking a TWA, a teeny weeny afro, okay? But he was bae. So let me go ahead and and share my screen before we go. And let's go. All right. Here we go. Let's go to it.
Dad, where the hell you think you're going? To war. You mean to get killed? Look, man, I came to you for help. You don't want to help me? Cool. But don't try to stop me from doing what I gotta do, okay? You go out there alone, boy, they're gonna shoot your ass off. I'm a soldier, man. I've been trained for combat. They're shooting! Get your ass down, what? But you're trained for combat. Yeah.
He was bitching. Yo, he was bitching. Hello, Faith in Foolishness. I know it's hello, Faith in Foolishness. Make sure you guys, if you get a chance, make sure y'all go over to Faith in Foolishness. It's about faith with a lot of foolishness in there. Subscribe to that channel if you haven't already. But before I go, I want to say thank you for everybody that came. You know what? You could have been anywhere, but you know what? I really appreciate you guys. So give yourself a round of applause. Y'all hung in there with me tonight as we talked about I'm Going to Get You Sucka. We went over some clips, and one of the things that I did love at the end, of course, it was, they fought back the Mr. Big. They got their community. He avenged his brother, and it was a great song at the end with KRS-One and D Nice. So I really do appreciate it. So yeah, why don't y'all put the popcorns in the chat, give yourself a round of applause. And if you liked what we were talking about today on this episode of Blassics, because I really do think it was hilarious. It was a fun laugh, and I couldn't really unpack everything because it's so many key moments in this film. I think almost every moment, because it was intentionally satire, it was intentional, and it was funny. And thank you for subscribing to my channel. Yes, and you gave it 4. So Marta C, thank you. You gave it 4 out of 4. You know what? Thank you. But again, you guys are amazing. You guys really are, and I really and I want to say thank you and welcome to my channel. And thank you for watching. If you're watching it now live, I really appreciate you guys being here. And if you just watching it just to laugh and just to think of, probably listening to it in your car on your way home, just hearing me laugh and giggle and reading you guys' comments, I really appreciate that. But listen, if you have not watched this movie in a long time, I highly recommend that you do. It's funny. It has is a story. It has heart. And it has a message too. And it has living legends in there, and some that are no longer that's had transitioned. But one thing you're going to say is, yes, you need to rewatch it. Watch it. Yes. These are some blessings. We can't let this stuff die. If you're not a parent, then you need to show your niece and nephew this. Okay. I remember when I introduced my children to Friday. First they was like, what? And then they was like, ooh. So that's what I'm saying. We gotta keep it. Thanks, Lamb. Thank you. I really appreciate you. I thank you. I got a new sub. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I got 3 new subs tonight. Yes. I really appreciate you guys. Yes. on my way to a solid 200, y'all. So my goal is to get 500 so I can have a community page. We can talk about Blassics. Matter of fact, I might be talking about Blassics twice a week instead of once a week because I love talking about movies, talking about them, laughing about them, unpacking, getting your perspective about it. I think that it was just, oh, thank you, Marta. See? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you, Marty. You said you're an amazing storyteller. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving me the energy. I really appreciate that, you guys. I really do. But you know what? One thing we're going to do is we're going to give them their flowers while they're here. If you, even if you do have social media or anything like that, make sure you probably send them out like, well, not the other bull that with, that's now with the other bull, but Keenan Ivory Wayans, Robert Townsend. I had to start off with him because a lot of the pivotal moments um in my Blassic collection started from definitely started from Robert Townsend, and we'll see because later on in the line we're going to do the 5 heartbeats as well. What do y'all think about the 5 heartbeats? Okay, y'all was giving me some great things too, but the 5 heartbeats was like standing out along with um Jungle Fever because we got to get the legendary Spike Lee in there too. Yes. What do y'all think about that? Yep. Well, again, so I want to say thank y'all, you guys, for coming out. Um, Thank you guys for coming out, enjoying this night with me, busting it up with me, talking with me, and subscribing. And if you and like I said, if you like the content, make sure you come back. And I see you guys this time. Oh, I'm gonna see you guys next week, 9 a.m. Oh my gosh, 9 a.m. Y'all gonna be waiting for me in the morning time. Sorry, booze. 9 p.m. He Say She Say segment is going to be with me. It's going to be with Candace from the Candy Shop. It's going to be Lamb from Lamb Levity in the Real Estate Insider. And it's going to be Q Red from Red Label and Confessions and Reactions. And then make sure if you're not doing anything tomorrow around the 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock hour, go over to the Candy Shop. Her and So Debonair are going to do their champagnes and things. Hey, So Deb. Make sure you go ahead and check the guys out. Subscribe to all my friends and my colleagues. And I really, really love you guys. And thank y'all for being here. I really appreciate it. And make sure you hit the like button, subscribe on the way out. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. And don't forget, put the popcorns in the chat. Put the popcorns in the chat. Stay high vibrational. Love on your loved ones. Work on you. Keep your heart open. And sometimes you might have to smack a motherfucker. All right, bye, y'all.